Hey.
Okay, now I can
Haha.
see me, but I can't see. So,
There you are.
there you are.
There you are. I
Jeez
see ya.
Louise, man. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't remember why the hell we met.
Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Hey.
What's going on?
You know.
Yeah, I do. I do. Yes. Phone's dying here. Oops, where are you?
Where are you?
There I go.
There you are.
Yes, I forgot to put my camera on. It's not a flashlight, so quite frankly, I mean, I don't rush to put it on. I don't want to scare you. I want to give you a chance to catch the voice, get used to it, and slowly work into an image. How was the trip?
Man, it was so quick. It was I flew in Sunday and then spoke Monday morning and then left Monday afternoon.
Oh, that's a fast flight. I mean, it's close, I guess, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
3 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah, it's like going to Vancouver, LA. I mean, it's not next door, definitively, but definitely something you could do in one night.
Yeah.
Right?
But it was good. It was we talked about Amazon and how to differentiate against Amazon. How to build experiential moments. So I talked a lot about kind of not Amazon, but the Amazon effect, right? Like Amazon's kind of polarized, like things that we've talked about. So things like, Amazon's made commodity really commodity, right? Like not only from a price sense, but also from a shopper sense. Consumers don't invest time in commodity products anymore.
No.
If it's laundry detergent, they go out, they find the cheapest price, whether that be Amazon, Walmart, or dollar stores, and buy it from there.
Yeah.
And then the other side is, experiential, and experiential isn't just, it's a great product now. Now it's really about the experience itself. It's about the actual buying experience. It's about investing the time to pick the right product, right?
That's
so the consumer,
Amazon's strictly transactional.
Yeah,
in my opinion. I mean,
you're absolutely right.
A couple of weeks ago, our example of the IKEA, that as an online can be more experiential. But quite frankly, Amazon, and I think to your point, I think it commoditized a commodity.
Yeah.
Like it really did. I mean, it's just, I mean, that's a great way to say it because they really have become, it's really transactional.
Yeah.
Like when we all thought Walmart was transactional, Walmart is a much more pleasant experience in some ways because at least there's shit going on. Amazon is really transactional.
Yeah, it's just you don't get her done. Yeah. Yeah, so I was telling these guys, like, when you think of experience has got a lot of dimensions to it, right? Like experiential could be, you could just be finding one-off limited version products that your consumers are going to love. It could be building a true experience, one that gets the consumer to trust you. No. So this is the opposite, right?
Yeah,
so this
totally.
is, if you're a sports store, what do you do to beat Amazon, right? And that's a lot of experiential. That's a lot of it's a lot of one-time only or like limited edition run type products, and a lot of, I told them, like, lean into what like, your customers better than anybody else. You got to find that intersection between knowing your customer and then being able to build something experiential out of it, right?
What were these guys and gals? What was
sports? They're all sports. They're like team sports and sports and fitness and like all that kind of stuff, right? So
how they compete with Amazon though?
Well, so a lot of those team sports guys really got hurt when Amazon came in because Amazon cut out all of their profit drivers, right? So all those things like socks and
jerseys,
like jerseys and not even jerseys, but it's more like the pants and the like all the stuff that you can replicate quick, right? Team jerseys isn't so much. Team jerseys, like you got to order them from, one of these guys because they do the letters and they do the numbers on the back, stuff like that.
If you want all that, again, if you just want, like, if you want a Watson jersey, if you want a Wilson jersey, I don't need you. Yeah, if I want to put Chang in the back of mine, there's not a lot of Chang quarterbers.
Yeah.
Right, not yet anyway.
Yeah.
There's definitely no Benucci quarterback, so, I mean,
There's no Chang quarterbacks either.
No. Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So we were talking about, like I was saying to these guys, it's funny because I was saying, all right, I'm going to lean right into the Canadian stereotype. I said, look, I'm a hockey player, love playing hockey, used to play 3 times a week, right? And when I played, I didn't play as a kid growing up. I learned to play in university and then started to probably make up for all the years I didn't play. But there wasn't, for probably about like 20 till 30, there wasn't a day that you didn't play hockey. I didn't play hockey and kind of go, ooh, maybe I can make the NHL. Maybe they'll still call me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was telling these guys, I go, like, how many of you play on sport? And they all play, on sport teams. So I had them all put up their hands and then said, like, listen, you all know one of these guys, right? You're the sports store owner. Like, you know how to tap into that psyche. So that guy, if you can show him, like, a piece of gear, makes him skate faster, makes the shot come off his stick faster, a visor that helps him see better, like any of those things, he's buying it from you and he's going to keep coming back, right? Because he knows that you're almost buying into, whether he can be an NHL player still or not, right? So I was telling him, like, how do you jump into more of that and maybe less, less fairy tale land like that? Like a couple of the running guys in the room, I was telling them, like, everybody's a Fitbit now. Like, why don't you start recording? Why don't you start a club that doesn't really have a club? So people come in with their Fitbits, they show you their running times. If somebody runs I don't know, the running guys will probably all cringe in this when they listen to this. But like, if you run a 6 mile minute, right? I don't even, or a 1 mile, a 6 minute mile.
Right.
I don't know if that's good or bad, right? But let's just say you
6
run a
6 minute mile
minute,
would be pretty. I mean, 4 minute miles is, your athlete, your star.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
mean,
yeah. So if you
pretty good.
So if you run, so like over the course of the running season, if you ran 10 6-minute miles and you came into the store each time to log that with the with the store owner, with someone in the shop, maybe when you hit your 10th one, they put your face up on a wall or something. You know what I mean? Or,
yeah,
or
like
they
when you eat the
give you a
pizza,
free pair
when
of
you
running
eat the big burger.
Yeah.
It's the wall of fame.
Yeah. Right. Like and that generates a whole bunch of things that makes that user come back. I got to go back. I got to show them. I just ran another 6-minute mile.
Could also create clubs out of that store. Like you could be the hub. I think the challenge, like when you talk if you're talking like the in-store experience, to me, the owner of the sports shop, like even quite frankly, and this is where we fail as a collective with the coffee shop, is really and truly, if you want the coffee shop to be a success, we need to be there. Right. So if you go into Phil's sports store, right, and I know Phil's not 25 anymore. I know Phil's in his mid 40s, but I know Phil still plays hockey and he's a family guy, and I get it.
Yeah.
If Phil just did sales, Phil never touched a till. I don't give a shit. Phil knows how to ring up a till. I don't care if Phil knows. Phil gets people to do the task. Get an accountant. You manage. You see the books. Someone manages. You have someone at the till. Phil's out there doing that, saying, listen, buddy, you're 35. We know we're not going to make the NHL, but you know what? Let's be the best in the beer league.
Yeah.
So you'll be the MVP of the beer league. I mean, or whatever you want to do. But, because I'm that guy too. If I walk into a store like that, I'll tell you what, a big example. We went sofa shopping. Like, worst fucking experience. I hate my, I hate it. I do. I hate furniture buying. Right? Outside of going to IKEA, which I just like walking through, I'm not a big fan of IKEA because I need more than disposable. So anyway, we go to a really well-known manufacturer in town, right? We go out there, we walk the showroom, Millie's going, what do we do? I said, well, I don't know what we do. We know what we need. We need a custom build, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Talked to this woman, nothing. Talked to another woman, nothing. I looked at Amelia when the woman turned. I said, what the fuck are we doing here? They obviously don't want our money.
Yeah.
Right? I phoned a buddy.
Yeah.
I said, hey, who's that guy that had the sofa shop? Tells me his name, right? I said, fine, I'm going to go up and see him. So we drive up there. We get there. He knew we were coming because my buddy phoned. He spent half an hour with us. He told me pillow sizes, arm lengths, width, this and that. We bought a sofa within half an hour, custom built. Because that guy, I don't even know what we bought.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even give a shit because you know what? I know what he told me is what I should have.
Yeah.
But that's your sports store guy.
Yeah.
That's what they need to understand. This guy now, I will recommend every single person I know who needs a sofa or a love seat or an ottoman to go to him. He was awesome.
Yeah.
And he didn't bring the deal through. He didn't finish the deal. He gave it to his lovely assistant Laura, who was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
who's far more qualified than he is to bring through the deal. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we saw him again this weekend in a private setting with friends. And I told him, I said, honestly, AJ, best experience I've ever. Sofa Works in Coquitlam. Unbelievable. There's your plug. Because we do
There's
the same
our free plug for the week.
That's the guy.
Free plug.
AJ.
Sofa
Go
Works.
ask for AJ. Sofa Works in Coquitlam. He was awesome. Absolutely awesome. But that's, to me, the sports guy. Right? There used to be a guy in North Vancouver by the London Drugs called Larry Sports Shop. And Larry, the owner, that's who you go see. Larry would fit you with the stick, with the puck, with the skates, da-da.
Yeah.
And you paid way too much.
Yeah.
But everybody bought at Larry's. Why? Because Larry was there.
No, because Larry was there. Larry knew it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what if you tell these guys, if you want to fight against Walmart doesn't have that. Amazon doesn't have that.
No, they can't do it. They can't
upsell
They can't
property.
do it. And they can't scale from it, right? Like, it's not only that they're not capable of doing it.
They can't do it.
Like, their whole model is to scale, right? And they can't scale this stuff, right?
No.
So, you know.
Phil,
like
but even if they go crazy and write algorithms and recommend the best stick with that pan,
still can't do it.
It doesn't work.
Still can't do it.
Because you know what? Until you get to know me and you see me, you may come in and I say, listen, I'm going to sell you the green stick with the orange pants.
Yeah.
And the blue shirt, and you'd be thinking, "Oh my God, that's awesome!" You know,
Yeah.
we're online; it's going to be all matching. I mean, how do you?
No.
You know,
You
commodity,
Yeah.
transactional. Amazon is king.
Yeah.
In a store setting, a Walmart, superstore, whatever. But see, this is why I think the little guys. So for all the little guys out there listening,
Yeah.
it's not over yet, baby.
Oh no!
Large retail might be in huge trouble.
I think it's becoming.
Little
I think
guys,
it's just
man,
coming.
Your day is dawning, man. This is going to be a blast.
Because experiential is exactly that, right? It's
Exactly.
like the consumer now is truly looking for, they like, it's got to be the right mix. It's got to be great product. It's got to be great service. It's got to be knowledge. It's got to be textured and something they can really sink their teeth into.
Exactly.
Because they're no longer doing that with the commodity product. They're literally. You know, the commodity products is exactly like you just buy it, right? Like, I go the cheapest place I can to buy it, so they got to satisfy everything everywhere else, right? So,
exactly. I mean, why do people shop Dollarama?
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
You know the price points. It's commodity. It's not a big deal. There's nothing in it you have to think about. Why do you go to Walmart?
Yeah.
Or for that matter, to a London or to a Save On, or to a Superstore.
Yeah.
It's in large part really just transactional.
I think, to your point, I think that's where I do worry, right? Because after you get through dollar stores, Amazon and Walmart, any of those guys, even the Londons to an extent, like all these guys, you really worry because like you're sitting, you know,
because they don't do anything. They do a lot of things well, but they don't do anything well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll tout all of them customer service, buddy. If I go to the store right now, there is no fucking customer service because you know why? There's no people.
Nobody there.
There's nobody there, so don't give me the customer service bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yes, when I get there, if I can get to a person, typically, like especially like with my old company, within probably any of the outer departments for sure, like pharmacy, cosmetics, electronics, 100% you can get good service. Mm-hmm. But if someone's on a break, there's nobody left anymore. It's a stockhead.
No. It's gone.
Right? And that's not to pick on London, like Save On. I don't give a shit who it is.
No. Insert here.
Those
right?
are
Insert company here. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, if you go to, so if I go to Save On to the butchery, what's there is what's there. If I go to Columbus Meats, I got all the boys in the back, Eugenio's in the back, they're all in the back. There's meat flying all over the place.
Yeah.
If I want something, they get it for me. If I look at something and say, how do I cook this? Someone's going to
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah.
You go in for $10 a meat, you walk out $200. Why?
Yeah.
You can't help not buy.
Yeah.
Because they're giving you that's extra.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hard for these box stores like the ones we're talking about to grasp that. They don't offer it. I'm sorry, they don't.
No.
They don't. They stack things high because they don't have people, and hopefully we know what we want and we grab. But
you're gonna, it's just time, right? Like Sears went out of business for that reason. Is they stocked a product, they stocked a relevant product, they stocked it for the wrong price, right? They got outbeat, and so I think people are kind of looking at, wow, they're out of the market, so it's okay. But you really, it's all shrinkage, right? Like the guys, the other big box guys, you're not in the same class as Amazon, Walmart. If you're not Amazon, Walmart, or Dollar Store,
Costco. I always throw Costco out there, right?
And Costco,
it's the same as you and I talk about every single episode.
Yeah.
Who's going to survive in this country?
Yeah.
Walmart, Dollarama, Costco, Amazon. Maybe, because I'm actually kind of impressed with them right now, is Canadian Tire Group. Because they,
maybe.
Fine Helly Hansen.
Yeah.
You've got Sport Check. You've got Marks. Like they're almost I mean, sometimes their stores are a little bit chaotic, and I get that.
Yeah.
No, I mean
they're screwy though, eh? Because they're franchise. They're franchise run, right?
But you would think that the franchise, buddy. Who's the owner? Our sports guy's the owner. Like you think that he or she would be, you go in and this is Phil's store. Where's Phil?
Yeah.
Now Phil can't help you with everything, but Phil's there.
But they can't seem to break past the whole e-commerce bit, right? Because the franchisees, they're not sure that they see any of the money from these online sales. Do you know what I mean?
I totally
like CanadianTire.ca and,
it's a fix from them.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be some sharing at the end, but quite frankly, if I was in a store in, Medicine Hat and head offices in probably Mississauga, I mean, seriously, you think I trust them? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? You can. It's good. We're all paying into it, but it's not. I'm not going to get the benefit of that.
Yeah, no.
You know,
that's going to be interesting to watch, I think.
Again, but in a small town like that example.
Yeah.
Not that Medicine Hat is a small town. I mean, I think Medicine has probably 50,000 people.
Smaller. Yeah.
But
there's not
one hardware store. There's not one drugstore. You've got players.
No. Yeah.
So the bottom line is,
yeah.
But you still could be a standout player, right? I mean, no different. Mississauga is a tough one because you guys are so spread out. But if you go downtown, you know where your barber is. You know where your meat guy is. There are guys that we will all drive 10, 15 minutes for because we know it's worth the destination. And then the unfortunate part for most major retailers, that is definitively not the case anymore. Closest to home, easiest to get in and get out of, that's the guy.
That's true.
Commodity. I worry about this too, buddy. I'm telling you. I'm okay with it in a lot of ways because most of the stuff that I do is independents and the small guys. These are the guys I think that are actually going to make it as long as they don't get taxed and expensed out of the game, right? I think that's where the play is. So I love the sports. I love that conference. It's been cool that way.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
What are they? Are they accepting it, or are they?
They're a conservative crowd. Like, believe it or not, the sports guys are pretty conservative, right? So it took they're definitely scared. I mean, you look at the number of in the U.S., the number of sports retailers that have gone out of business is it's huge, right?
Well,
like
depends what kind of sport. All those guys came in and shit.
But it's also like they weren't ready, right? Like they weren't ready for things like CrossFit, right? Like CrossFit's very local, it's very micro, right? They weren't ready for the lady trend. Yeah, they could have. They could have.
I mean, I guess they still.
Yeah.
But get to know the 5 or 6 CrossFit gyms within a half a block of you, because that's how many there are these days.
Yeah.
Get to know them.
Yeah.
They'll drive the business back to you. People need the runners. People need shorts.
And the thing is like most of the CrossFit guys, like there's usually, like I used one example because I love, they're called Superfit Hero. and they're based out of LA, right? And she's the founder, makes locally sourced fabric, and she makes CrossFit, clothing,
Cool.
which is really cool. Except there's one of, no disrespect because she does a great job, right? But there's one CrossFit kind of clothing company in almost every city that does exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So I was saying to these guys, I go, you guys need to tap this culture, right? Because the CrossFit like workout gear is amazing workout gear, right?
Sure.
Like you can use that for any other sport. Why aren't you going to the local makers and just getting them to like source their product? Like they can make it. You're going to help them. They need the volume, right? Like, so
team up with them.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was saying, right?
Each other.
Like, yeah,
in our shop, we're exclusive to Phil's CrossFit.
Yeah.
And people are thinking, man, I love Phil's stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
And where can I get it? You can only get it from me.
Yeah.
Phil and I are now together.
And then and then you tap the lady trend, right? Because
Sure.
a lot of sports companies, like, they haven't done that, right? They didn't tap the lady trend. They kind of like stuck with all their stuff, and so like all of this anyway. They're an interesting bunch. They're pretty conservative. They're scared for sure. But
I understand it. It's no different than the pet guys. The pet guys have the same fears, right? Because they've seen all the big guys come in. First the big pet stores, and then they see the Amazon and the Walmart.
Yeah.
Right? Again, what those guys don't have. If I go in, hey, my cat's not doing too good. Stupid thing, won't eat, this and that.
Yeah.
They'll walk you through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I don't know you provide that, or if you're not leveraging, and maybe that's, I guess, what the whole point of your conference is. You got to leverage what you're good at.
Yeah.
And tell people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Lean right into it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, so it was interesting. It's, I kind of kicked it off. So I had this neat role. I wasn't the keynote, but I was the lead. I guess I was like the lead retail insight speaker.
Mm-hmm.
They had oh god, I can't remember his first name now, but they had Izzo. His last name's Izzo, Tom Izzo, and he's like the winningest coach from Michigan basketball ever. So he was up first, and I was like, oh great, I gotta follow this dude.
Follow that,
right? Everyone's like, oh my god, it's Tom Izzo. I'm like, hey
I'm
retail Phil here.
Yeah. I've never won anything. Not a coach. I've got 3 nice kids.
Yeah,
I recorded in the basement.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I think 5 people listen to me now. Exponential growth.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So that's what happened, right? So I went after him, but it was good.
That's awesome, man. Good for you. That's good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good trip. Sounds like an interesting topic. I mean, again, it's sort of where the whole week is sort of focused with, it's always that. It's trying to figure out, what makes you different. Like why, my distributors that I'm working for, same thing. Yeah. I started diving into some of that drug chain that I'm doing some work for. And
that's right.
And you're looking and you're thinking, on the surface, if you just look at the numbers, it's pretty pedestrian stuff, you guys. There's nothing really, there's nothing massively unique within these products. It's how we get them to market. Maybe start leveraging our salespeople better. Like we have some expert type of salespeople who really, are either cooks and chefs.
Yeah.
And, maybe we just really need to start leveraging that a bit more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's trying to find those differences, to your point, the personal differences.
What are they trying to do? Are they just trying to like drive traffic, or are they?
No, I think the problem is like when you're in distribution, if you're like a distributor, it'd be no different than a broker or anybody. Right?
Yeah.
You're managing in essence commodities.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you differentiate yourself from every other distributor who either has pretty much the same commodities, literally the same, or similar to the point where whether it's you or me,
pretty interchangeable.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really not a big deal. It's an olive oil, plus or minus, close enough, good enough. Like, how do you go out and do that? And my thing is we went through an exercise yesterday with one of the accounts. Sort of BDC came in and did, do the shit on the boards, and you start who your customers are and what you do and what your best attributes and blah, blah, blah. And you start looking at that, and it's funny. It always comes down to, and this is actually true with us, it's people. What do we do different? Well, a lot of major distributors expect you to fax the order or email or EDI the order in.
Yeah.
You might get a sales guy come see you once every 2-3 months.
Yeah.
If you're on the other side, it's pick and pack, so they'll ship your product, but there's really no service.
Yeah.
And with some of us smaller ones, is we actually have people that go into
Yeah.
stores, talk to people, get to know your product, right? But you can't just say that. And we started saying that, and I chimed in. I said, that's wonderful, and it's sort of true. But I said, I can walk the basement and throw 12 items, 15 items at every one of them, and they can't tell me a story on any of them.
Yeah.
They're good at some things. But I said, we need to do a better job to make sure that what we're saying we are and do matches. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, be the expert.
That makes sense.
Don't have to know your product inside. If it's almond milk, it's commodity. For shit, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple of key attributes you need to know. But maybe on the olive oil, how can I tell you that buying a $50 500 ml olive oil is worth it when you can go out in Toronto and buy a liter of olive oil for $7.99?
Yeah.
What's my story? Because you definitely need a little bit of a read.
Yeah, you need something. Like, give me something, right?
Exactly. Well, Pusateri, right? Is it Pusateri on Bathe?
Yeah.
You walk in there, you pay an arm and a leg, but I can see people doing it because people will walk. Now, they used to be better than they are now, I think.
Yeah.
And people would, you'd walk out spending money thinking, okay, I don't know how the hell that just happened, but you bought the story.
Yeah. You totally did. Like, Pusateri's is all about the experience.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if as soon as they become a self-serve of just expensive, it loses it because you're not helping me. I got 75 olive oil choices from $19.99 to $40. I don't know, why am I buying? I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But if they still have bodies around that can say, here's what do you want it for? Oh, just for salad. Okay. Spend a little bit more. Buy this one. Put this one away. Hide it from the wife and the kids, and I'll guess that's yours.
Yeah.
This one really good. This is the one you serve to everybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you walk out 2 bottles.
Yeah, for sure.
When I stand there by myself, you know what I'm going to do? Like we all do. We start high and we end up at the low end because I don't know what I'm buying. And at that point, I'm not.
You start doing the cost per liter.
Well, you have to because I don't know any different. So you start thinking, well, I mean.
Yeah. Geez, if it's a nice bottle and it's not, and it's within the realm of all the other cost per liters, and all right. Take the one with the cool bottle or the cool label, maybe, right? Like,
maybe.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff you're talking $100 a liter retail.
Yeah.
And again, you can buy for $7.99. Now, most just people understand that who are listening, all that olive oil, all that shit that you see at under $7-8 as the regular price and features of $4.99, it's probably not olive oil. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what it does on the label. You can't produce it that shit.
Hey, in the spirit of free shout out, so I did meet somebody. I didn't meet them. I know them already, but I got a chance to have lunch with a lady. Her name's Kelly Eisen. She runs Einstein Pet.
Cool.
Yeah, they're super cool. She does like Einstein Pets like this. Totally healthy. I'm gonna get it wrong. So Kelly, if you're listening, I apologize, but basically they're like a healthy run of snacks.
Yeah.
They source the healthiest ingredients, and like dogs freaking love this stuff, right? She's done a great job with that brand. I met her like 3 or 4 years ago, and we've kind of kept in touch. So I got a chance to like hang out and have lunch with her, and I gotta bring her on the show. She doesn't need any help from us. But
we need help.
It's interesting. I know it's what, it's really interesting. She the first time I talked to her, I said, "Listen, like what do you attribute all your success to?" And she was like, like it sounds really boring, but the first thing I did was to make as many templates as I could possibly make. Like she was like, anything that I have to repeat more than once, I make a template for, because that, like yeah. And I was like, really? That's such an amazing.
So basic.
Like who would who volunteers that, right? But she did. So and it makes sense, and it's so smart, right? Like, yeah.
Well, how do you think form companies came into existence, right?
Yeah.
We all need the same thing. Someone just said, well, why don't I just make them for you? And that's your little template. I mean, it's an old school template, but whatever it is. So whatever she's deciding to do, whether it's recipes, I guess, or how she strategizes a brand.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it again, I guess you might as well follow.
Yeah. Yeah. She did it. She
Good for
was saying
her.
that she did it for recipes. She did it for
I get it.
brand strategy, all the way into emails, right?
Exactly.
Like she said, like any customer facing email that you knew you were gonna have to write it more than once, it was like just do a template and have it, and just
Exactly. And then
yeah,
personalize it a little bit as you go.
yeah,
But at least
yeah.
the
So
crux is
smart.
there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
I know,
smart.
but see,
Very smart. I know. Such a smart lady.
she's
Anyway,
not ADD.
no,
No.
Einstein Pet,
See,
they're amazing.
that's what happens.
Yeah,
When they're
yeah.
not
I
that
know.
way, they can focus on something and finish it.
Yeah, yeah,
Not like
yeah.
other people I might know.
They can be yeah, they can be good at one thing rather than being sort of mediocre at all sorts of things.
Exactly.
Not that I'm saying we're like that, but
No, not totally like that.
all right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.